I'm David Dedden, Senior Director of Product Management here at Pens.com. We have a large team sort of distributed globally. We represent 20 plus Pens.com websites, each localized to that specific audience and locale. We have a bunch of web properties, whether it's the main website or a set of our marketing microsites. The challenge has been, how do you relate site speed and a lot of the synthetic numbers, even down to Google's numbers, into revenue? The reason we were looking specifically for a vendor like SpeedSense was in better correlating those two values. How do you do that intelligently? How do you do that with a data-backed understanding? And at the end of the day, how do you justify the technical cost, right? Are the dollars better spent in other areas of technology or marketing to see that same sort of return? Our initial engagement with SpeedSense was to really establish a baseline for performance. And the best way to establish a baseline for your web property specifically is to look at your direct competitors. You don't necessarily need to be as fast as Apple or Amazon, but within your direct competitors for your product space is extremely important because that's what shoppers are comparing against. And so our initial audit was really, what's the baseline so that we can establish milestones? What are the low-hanging fruit? What are the things that we've missed or that we can really address quickly to see return and to provide some sort of sense of trust and immediate benefit to the company? That secret sauce for me is being able to relate technical effort back to the bottom line. Right, literally back to the P&L. And so having that top 10 list to march towards and providing value internally and externally was really what we were looking for. And I think we succeeded in that. Yeah, I think there's kind of 2 points of value in the initial audit. On the technical side, it's kind of a sanity check for anyone saying, yeah, that is important. That does contribute to Google ranking factors, for example. Having that kind of neutral viewpoint is very helpful in accelerating the priority of internal projects. And outside of that, I think there's a lot of interesting insights surfacing things that we otherwise may ignore. Taking a different approach to the same challenge is very refreshing, very well received by the team. And it really built a sense of trust, I think, between an external vendor and someone like us that's a big corporation. I think I would just say that the passion for the customer is something that's shared. It's not a bunch of synthetic scores and marching towards a grade point average, so to speak. It's really, how do you optimize for perception? The holistic view, I think, is very different than a lot of general marketing companies. It's nice to be super focused on, okay, what's best for the customer? How can we justify the cost? And at the end of the day, the shared passion is definitely appreciated. It's something that we've lacked in other vendors.